What's happening? This is the Tap In Podcast. We are live inside the Tap In studio. Man, I got a special guest. I had to tap in with my Dallas folks, man, from the D.
Facts.
My boy Trouble 2 Times, man. What's happening?
Man, what it do, man? Just slow boogie, beating the no boogie. Glad to
That's
be back
right.
here conversing with you, brother.
Yes, sir, man.
Definitely,
yes,
man.
sir.
Definitely a blessing. You know what I mean?
Man,
Both ways.
it's so much stuff I want to get into it with you with, man. Just see what's going on. First of all, how you been, man?
Man, I've been blessed. You know what I'm talking about? I've been blessed. You know what I mean? I can't do no complaining. Wouldn't be beneficial. You feel what I'm saying? To dwell on the bad. Everything been a blessing to me. I'm still here, still kicking, still breathing shit. So I can't complain.
Yeah, I see you been moving around with your music and stuff,
Facts.
man.
Yeah, man, we've been on the road. I've been, these last whatever year and a half or whatever, you know what I mean, since I came up on here. I think we did a interview from the couch and shit during that COVID thing. But yeah, man, I've been moving around, definitely out there in Houston fucking with Walt, in Alabama with BWA Kane, my boy in Atlanta, light skinned Bobby, Savannah, Georgia, my boy Richie, just everywhere, messing with everybody, trying to politic. You know what I mean? Put the city on the map on another level, but really just rubbing shoulders. You know what I'm talking about? Trying to build my team together.
I see you moving around with BW Kane a lot, man.
Yeah,
Is that gonna be something y'all?
Facts. We've been me and Kane been locked in for years. You know what I mean? That's been was a good friend of mine. You know what I mean? And then coming into this music shit is like, we've been really locked in. He had an unfortunate situation where he had a wreck and his damn near amputated blood leg. So,
dang.
You know what I mean? It's been like we wasn't really politicking for like a year or so on publicly, like doing shit, like making moves with music because bro was getting better. You know what I mean? Getting back healed and shit. So now he back better, walking around. You know what I mean? So we definitely on a mad campaign. You know what I mean? Put it in their face.
That's what's up. I seen he just came through and shut down the show in Fort Worth.
Yeah, man. TSF, Rizzo, Peso. You know what I mean? My boy Kane was in there. Shout out Guap. You know what I mean? All of the TSF family. Shout out Walk. Shout out Wood. You know what I mean? Them good brothers, man. You know what I mean? Good brothers, good dudes to have around you. It's, you know what I mean? Square business. You want to be around good energy, man, and TSF is a real family, man. They take care of each other. You know what I mean? I like the way that they linked in, and everybody over there solid. You know what I mean? Everybody trying to help each other as far as like Walk making sure. You know what I mean? He putting on for their team. You know what I mean? So,
did he ever? Did you ever talk to him about that shit that happened in LA with him?
No, I never asked. Bro, we kind of G's, so certain shit a nigga hear and then a nigga don't hear. You know what I'm talking about? If a nigga speak to me on it, then I'll speak on it or I'll say something about it. But as far as like the situation, I never really asked Blood about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hear shit here and there, but I never asked him directly about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That'll be my corny ass. Be like, hey man, what happened to LA?
Yeah, facts. You know what I mean? Some shit you want to know, and then it's like some shit you don't want to know. You know what I mean? When shit get real like that, you know what I mean? When bodies start dropping and shit, if you if you ain't a podcaster, which is your job, so I understand that. But if me being a normal nigga, I don't want to know about nothing where a nigga got or somebody end up losing their life in. You know what I mean? Because that could result in a RICO.
For real. The RICOs is out there.
You knew. Yeah, you knew, goddamn it. Nah, I ain't no shit. I ain't nasty nigga, goddamn.
Yeah, man. Man, and this is what I've been meaning to ask you, but I didn't want to call you on it. I seen something where something happened where somebody jumped out on the car on you probably a while ago.
Yeah, man, it was some wild shit, It was some wild shit, man, Some shit happened where, I was just leaving the store. I'm leaving the store type shit. And just some weird shit, man. I'm leaving the store and some car, weird ass car was in front of me, you know what I mean? But I was peeping the shit or whatever. Something was just on my mind, God protected me. Was telling me, you know what I mean, watch this motherfucking car. And all of a sudden, nigga jumped out with an AR on my shit.
Straight up?
Tried to assassinate the Blood.
Damn.
Yeah, but
did you know who it was or you had
no idea who it was. But they they didn't get out too many when he bounced out. You know what I mean? Luckily, you know what I mean. Like I say, God on my shoulder. You know, I keep it with me. So you know, I'm riding down as I'm rolling up, and I'm seeing this shit that look weird. I'm pulling up. You know what I mean, I'm coming. You know, I ride with it in my lap anyway. So I'm pulling up, and I'm seeing shit just ain't smelling right. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm trying to tell my blood, like my bro who with me, you know what I mean? I'm telling him, say, blood, watch out, pay attention. You know what I mean? But, you know, niggas was, anyways, you know, I'm telling blood, pay attention. And people wasn't paying attention like I was paying attention. By this time, I'm saying paying attention, I'm up and towards the windshield. You know what I mean? So my shit, I'm basically nose on the windshield with it. You know what I mean? Like, blood, pay attention, watch out, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I got my shit on the windshield with it, so when blood bounced up out, whoever the fuck it was, bounced up out they whip, I bounced out, my shit started bumping too. So blood had to get up out of there, you know what I mean? So mission failed type shit, you know what I mean? He got to let off like 2 type shit. He let off 2. 1 hit the side of my car and shit, but you know, I'm flesh and blood.
How did you get that footage, though?
That shit was like on some other shit. They had me all up in a whole bunch of hemped up shit, you know what I'm talking about? Because, you know, niggas be moving, you know what I mean? Like, that's one thing about stepping. Like, everybody want to be a stepper, but everybody don't know how to step. You know what I'm talking about? So what happens is you put other niggas in bad situations. You feel what I'm saying? So now I'm all up on the motherfucking, they got me all on the fucking news.
You was on the news for that shit?
On blood. They had my car on the news and everything, but my nigga who was in the corner, in the passenger seat with me, he got grazed. He got grazed in the head.
Oh, damn.
On blood. Blood got grazed in the head, but he bounced back. You know what I'm talking about? So as blood get grazed in the head, I take blood to the hospital or whatever, whoop type shit, and that shit end up going like it go. But you know what I'm saying? It was like shit. Blood was like, it made it to the motherfucking news because the store, it was a store right there. It was a big ass hotel. It's like one of the a 5-star hotel right there type shit. You feel what I'm saying? And whatever the fuck it was, niggas is all up in hotel lobbies and just weird shit. Got a nigga all burnt up and shit. So, you know, it made it to the news and shit. And that's the footage that they banged out. But, you know, lo and behold, I ain't never get like, motherfuckers ain't never fuck with me on it type shit. Cause I never even talked to nobody on it. But my homie who was up in the hospital and shit fucked up for like a day or 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. God dang.
You know what I mean? He basically was like, shit, he don't know what the fuck happened. So, you know what I mean? The news ended up putting that shit out there because whoever it was, dumbass, riding through the motherfucking hotel parking lots and shit up in these nice-ass hotels and just doing dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Burning the whole situation up. You know what I mean? So they got it on the news that, you know what I mean, somebody jumped out on this car and hit this person, whoop-de-whoop. They trying to figure out what was going on. They talking about my brody who got popped. They was like, you know, he didn't know what happened or who it was, and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. We didn't know what the fuck was happening. It just could have been just some random shit in the streets though. You know how shit go, man.
Yeah, well, I'm glad y'all safe, man. I'm glad y'all made it out of that, man.
Man, God is the glory, Jack. Yeah. You know what I mean? God did.
Yeah.
Fuck they talking about. You know what I mean? They ain't think I had it on me, but God did. You know what I'm talking about? What the fuck is you talking about?
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I'm glad. I hate to see that kind of stuff, man.
Man, it's the reality of it's the reality of life. It's the reality of life. You know what I mean? I hate to see a lot of shit, man. I don't like black people killing black people. I don't like, you know what I'm saying, black on black violence. I ain't for none of that shit. You know what I'm talking about? I really would love to love everybody, even my enemies. You know what I'm talking about? But at the same time, you know, the world is corrupt, Jack. You know what I mean? So you just got to stay prayed up. You know what I mean? Score business. And you got to protect yourself. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's when it come into forcing your hand. You know what I mean? The streets will put you in a position where you got to force your hand, and all you want to do is be a man. I just want to raise my daughter, do what the fuck I do. You know what I mean? But at the same time, envy, jealousy, hate, strife, you know what I'm saying, maliceness, all this bullshit that be going on in the streets, this will cause niggas to try to play you like that. And you'll have to prove yourself. You know what I mean? Every now and then you got to demonstrate.
Yeah.
Business. Man. That's the sad part.
Yeah. Yeah, and unfortunately somebody is gonna lose that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
or both people gonna lose that.
Or both people gonna lose it, and then what we do? We just help society out. We just got 2 niggas off the street. You know what I mean? Two with 1 stone. You know what I mean? Score business. But you know how it go, though. You know what I mean? Shout out to, you know what I mean, everybody, man. You know what I mean? Enemies, ops, cops, all of them, man. You know what I mean? I love all y'all. Y'all are my children.
Yeah. Man, you just mentioned it, man. You just had a baby girl, man.
Facts. I just had a baby girl, man. Shout out Sage, Sanaya.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sanaya.
This your first one?
That's my first one, man. This is my first baby.
Man.
Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it, Jack. I ain't never. So, bitch, don't try it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Numero uno.
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't never had no situations even close to, you know what I'm saying, where a motherfucker like accused me of having a baby or some shit like that. But this is my baby. This is my first.
That's what's up, man. Congrats, man.
Man, it's been a blessing.
Man, how does raising a girl, how has it changed you, man?
Man, it changed me a lot. I thank God that I understand the differences, you know what I mean, between girls and boys, you know what I mean? And, you know, it make you think about why God give men daughters and give men sons and shit like that. And at the time now, at first I was shooting for a boy. I wanted a boy, you know what I mean? We had a gender reveal and shit. Balloon pop pink. I was like, fuck. I was pissed. No bullshit. I was mad. I was like, hell, damn. My T. Jones was like, why the fuck you acting like that? Man, you know, I ain't tripping. It was just a whole bunch. It wasn't that I was mad. I ain't gonna say mad, I just had a bunch to process. You know what I mean? Boom. So I was like, man, fuck that. I'm sitting back thinking and shit. But now after I had her, I understand why I needed a girl. You know what I mean? Because shit, sometimes, you know, there's some people out here, you know what I mean, square business. A lot of times, you know, I feel like nobody loved a nigga. You know what I mean? Shit, it be like that from, you know what I mean? You'll feel like you feel alone and shit like that. Then them daughters, that something about that girl, you know what I mean? It's just like,
girls always take care of their daddies, man.
Yeah, and then it make you buckle down. You know what I mean? If I would have had a little nigga, I probably would have still been thugging as hard as I be thugging. You know what I mean? Like, shit, I've been like, oh, that nigga good. You know what I mean? Like, no, not saying like I ain't gonna be around, but it's just like,
it's
you thinking this
mindset.
shit. Yeah, you like, shit, I'm finna hit the streets. Whoop, whoop, little bro. He all right. You know what I mean? Like, he my son, but, you know, he's gonna be all right. Even if he bump his head, he's supposed to be able to, you gonna have to take those, you know what I'm saying? But your daughter, you be trying to catch her when she falls. You know what I mean? Be like, nope, I need to be there. You know what I mean? Square business. She look at you, it'll change your whole, you know what I mean? Just your whole energy. Even as you walking out the door, when you kiss that little girl, is just like, it's different. Man. You might go to walk out the door and she going to, you know what I mean? She want to grab you. She finna come lay her head on her shoulder. She's just a feminine presence. Yeah. Regardless, you know, people don't think, you know, America, whatever, don't think it's genders when you're born, but there are genders, you know, and these girl babies act different than boy babies.
Yeah, they do, man.
So, you know what I mean? Just being 100, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's just another feminine presence in the room, and I definitely needed my daughter. You know what I mean?
Man.
Wouldn't replace
you got an angel for life now, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. One thing about it, like they say, you know, when you had them little niggas, they go out in the world and just start running amok. You know what I'm talking about? You don't know what the fuck going on. You know what I mean? You might have to fight for your grandkids. Yeah. But you got that daughter. You know damn well them your grandkids. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Them your grandkids. Nigga. They came out your
straight up.
You feel me? You ain't got to worry about it. You know they gonna see you. You know what I mean? They coming for Christmas. Don't give a damn. You know what I mean? You got a little nigga. Ah, man, baby mama tripping. Yeah. Ain't gonna better bring her through this Christmas, pops. Bitch, I was bullshit.
Yeah, that's how it go.
That little girl, she coming.
That's how it go, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Man, this is what I want to get your take on, man, because there's been a lot of stuff I've been seeing on the internet within Dallas. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
What is here's what I want to ask a nigga that's from Dallas, born and raised in Dallas, right? Mm-hmm. Charleston White situation. I know he's from Fort Worth, but he's been bringing a lot of, I don't know if it's good or bad for the city of Dallas. Do you think it's good or you think it's bad representation of Dallas?
Man, I actually, I think it's horrible representation of the city, to tell you the truth. But then again, it's a nigga like Charleston White everywhere. So then again, it's like, what can you say?
I ain't never met nobody like Charleston, though.
I mean, it's a nigga like Charleston White everywhere. You might not meet that nigga, but when you come across that nigga, you gonna know that nigga. You know what I mean? Like, bro is like just like ridiculous, you know what I mean? But then again, you know, whatever, nigga, say what you want to say, you know, it's kind of like half-ass entertainment, half-ass true opinion. Like, I can tell that Charleston White is not an idiot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As far as, he's a dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for damn sure. He's a dumb motherfucker, like you, but he ain't stupid.
I see. I'm gonna give him.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna give him more credit than what a lot of people. I think he's super intelligent.
He's very. The reason I know he's intelligent is because the type of shit that he was doing before he became in the whatever you call the social media influencers and shit like that. You know what I mean? This nigga walking up to fucking city council meetings. You know what I mean? Speaking well. You know what I'm talking about? All kinds of shit. So I know he's a conscious, you know, because you got the conscious community. I know he's part of that conscious community. I know he's not a dummy, you know what I mean, by the shit that he says. And, you know what I mean? Some things he'll say, because I'm very diverse in history, I know it has historical facts. And I can almost tell you exactly what books these things that he said come out of. So I know he's not dumb. You feel me? But then again, at the end of the day, you know, you got that, it's like that comedy aspect, because he also inspires to be a comedian.
So I think I honestly, because I used to be a comedian, right? I think he's only doing comedy just to make some quick money.
Facts.
I don't think he even give a damn about doing comedy.
The comedy he doing comedy every day though.
See, I don't think he's doing comedy every day.
You don't see it because it looks like a real persona, but it's actually a created image. Like, that's not him. He's actually putting on a front when he comes on to Instagram Live. That is his comedic nature. He's imitating from Pimp C. He's like a mixture of Pimp C and Uncle Ruckus. Yeah, man. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Yeah. These niggas, man, you gotta. Yeah, that's Pimp C. You know what I mean? That they ain't no Charleston White. But then you also got the Uncle Ruckus nature of him, where he bash black people and different things like that, you know. But then you also got a revolutionary part of Charleston White too, where he'll stand up, where he'll bash black people all day. That's his, you know what I mean? That's the comedy nature of it. But then when the certain injustices happen, it's like a spark of light. You might listen to him, you might see some shit. You be like, damn, what the fuck? Like, this ain't I kind of agree with this nigga on this.
Yeah, see, I think, here's what I think Charleston is doing, right? I think Charleston realized he's almost a psychologist, right?
Yeah.
He know he can play on the emotions of black people.
Exactly.
Because black people are so emotional. So if he say the craziest thing, he gonna get you, gonna pull you in.
Exactly.
And then he gonna double back and say some real shit. You know what I mean? So it's like,
and also black people are the most forgivingest people on in America.
Man,
you know, to be honest with you, you know what I'm talking about. There is no race in America that is more acceptant to American culture, or is more forgiving as the black man and black woman, regardless. So, you know, like when Charles Barkley said that black people have been the worst to gays. I'm like, nigga, where you been living? Black women are the biggest supporter of gays.
Right.
Black women are the biggest supporter of gays. They're the poster child for the feminist movement. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
Not only that, we live today and don't even mention things that happened 50 years ago. Black men and black women. Now we got Jerry Jones on TV, you know what I mean, with a picture from 57, 60, 56. You feel what I'm saying? And it reminds us how far ago that was, that we wasn't even allowed to go into a school, let alone a bathroom, to drink water. And for black people 50 years later to be this accepting and be this nice and to not have any grudges against any other people, that's amazing. So we're the most forgivingest people on earth. So for Charleston White, he plays on that. You know what I mean? He know if I could say some shit that'll piss a nigga off this week, by next week, all I gotta do is say some real shit. And niggas will be like, well, I don't fuck with him, but I agree with him on that shit right there. Because we're not looking at a person, we're not looking like, we try to find a common ground with people. For some reason, like the common ground will make you acceptable, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all right, like I don't agree with the KKK, right? But I am for black supremacy. Like they're for white supremacy.
Yeah.
So I can agree with them on that aspect. I understand nationalism. I understand wanting to see your race succeed and thrive. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that I agree with them on slaughtering black people and doing the shit that they do, or you know what I mean, or being a police officer to use that to brutalize black people.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that part.
Yeah.
But I understand being racially proud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I understand that aspect. So like I say, but you know, you can agree with, what they say, a broke clock is right
Like
two times a day.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
there's nobody on earth that you're gonna 100% disagree with unless you're an alien.
Yeah.
And you just gonna say, I don't like that. I don't like that. What you know what I mean? Type shit. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. You know what I mean? That's like with Kanye West and the guy he's been walking around with.
Which guy?
It's a neo-Nazi guy. His name is is it Mark? Huh? Quintez. Yeah, Quintez. He's been walking around with this neo-Nazi guy, right? And people have been bashing him and shit like that. But the thing about it is, you cannot make this man disagree with somebody on 100% of their ideas. It's impossible.
So here's what I want to just understand, right? Because I'm not that versed in like history and stuff, right? What makes you a Nazi? Is that you being from Germany, or is that an ideology?
A Nazi is a political party.
Okay, so it's like Democrat or Republican.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a Nazi is just like
something you believe.
Yeah, it's like a political stance.
Okay. What do Nazis believe in?
Man,
what is their political stance?
Their political stance is in the Aryan race, which is a white supremacy ideology. It's a ideology of the white man being a supreme being.
So I think that goes beyond in just just politics. You know what I'm saying?
It goes beyond politics. It does go beyond politics, but not really, because before 50 years ago, race was very entwined in politics. Only now do we take race out of politics. Race has always been the main aspect of politics, and it's still today. That's why they call it the black vote. You don't hear nobody say the Jew vote.
We don't even know how Jews vote.
They don't even say the white vote.
Yeah.
They only say the black vote.
We got to get the black vote.
Exactly, the black vote. We're the only ones that's, you know what I mean? But you don't hear nobody say the white vote. Or, you know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to understand, race has always been a big player in politics. Always. You know, the Civil War, you know, it wasn't over race, but one of the sub reasons, you know what I mean, one of the reactions of the Civil War was to use a race card, which was freeing the slaves. So race definitely had a big part to do in every political revolution since the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even when you go back to Germany and the Nazis and the Jews, they were using eugenics with Margaret Sanger, the leader of the feminist movement. She was from America. A lot of the Hitler ideologies
wasn't that the lady who started
Planned Parenthood?
Yeah, Planned Parenthood.
Exactly. So a lot of these things, a lot of the things that Hitler was doing, he was inviting American ideologists like eugenics teachers and different things like that from America to Germany to speak. She did many speeches in Germany, and he used her study for a reason to try to create an Aryan race. So, you know, a lot of people don't know this. So they was actually sterilizing black women in America because of Margaret Sanger, and she was like I said, Hitler used her ideology to push his movement against the Jewish people in Germany. So, but those were practices that was practiced over here. That's where you get the Tuskegee experiment, different things like that. Sterilization of black women, even when you go into now the sterilization of Ethiopian women in Israel.
Really?
It goes deep, man. So race has always been a big big power in politics. You can't have politics without race.
Yeah. God dang, man.
Without race, without some type of supremacy, white supremacy idea or inferior idea. There's always been an inferior asset in race.
My thought was like, and this could be totally ignorant, but I heard this being explained at one point where it was like, when it comes to race, right? It's back in the day in slavery, it was about finances. It wasn't necessarily about the color of your skin, because the slaves who got sold to the Americans or the white people, whoever, were black people that was selling them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I wouldn't say that black people were selling.
It was Africans selling Africans.
Well, I'm gonna say this: America. When you deal with America and you deal with Africa, these are all names. These are all names after European sellers and conquerors. So like America come from America Vespucci, and Africa comes from Africanus, Leo Scipio Africanus, which is a man in I believe 1800s who put his name on Africa. Just like America Vespucci, when Christopher Columbus discovered South America, but America Vespucci had already came into North America, so they named it after him. Now, with that being said, there's over 52 countries in Africa, over 100 different races in Africa. All black people are not the same. So for us to say that black people sold black people is like an oxymoron. And that's like one of the main things that they use to destroy us, by saying black people sold black people. If Germany decided to sell all the Ukrainians, they wouldn't say that white people sold white people into slavery. They would say that Germany sold Ukraine into slavery. So with that being understood, you got to understand that no nations was selling their own people into slavery. We were different people. We are not the same. All black people, because we're black, we're not the same. Color, that's just the color of your skin. The color of your skin has nothing to do with your nationality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to think about that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you go back into it, Northern Africa was conquered by Rome, which was also conquered by the Muhammad, which the war chief, you know what I'm saying, who took over Northern Africa in parts of Northern Europe. You know what I mean? So you got to understand, we come from South Africa.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that. I'm gonna say that a lot of black people, most of us come from when we was sold from slavery. We were sold from the shores of South Africa and West Africa, which was not colonized by Europeans. And if you go into it, most of the Arabs during the Arabic slave trade, they were enslaving people who would not submit or would not convert to Islam. You dig what I'm saying? So you got to understand, these people are not selling people because they just a black person right here, I'm gonna sell them. No, it's got to do with culture, religion, and different things like that. When you go against a nation, you usually go against an opposite nation. You dig what I'm saying? So most of the black people who wouldn't convert to Islamic theology were taken into slaves during the Arabic slave trade. And this history, the Arabic slave trade came before the transatlantic slave trade. And the transatlantic slave trade is just the Arabs selling to Europeans, Greeks, Romans, and different things like that to help them. They were the ones that the people from the Arabic slave trade was the ones who was gathering up the slaves. So we know for a fact that the people that they was gathering up wasn't fellow Muslims. Right.
Because that's against the Quran.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, just that ideology. And to be honest, all Islamics and all Arabs aren't light-skinned people either. They're dark-skinned people. So, so for us to say blacks sold blacks into slavery, that's kind of like,
yeah.
Before, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
You got to think about it. The farther you go back into history, the Arabs were dark people. It wasn't until Alexander the Greek conquered Egypt that the Arabs become light-skinned that we see today.
Okay. Where you get all this? Where you got this information from?
Well, I
man?
read books, man. I'm a scholar. You know what I mean? Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? Everybody be thinking, you know what I mean? It's just about gang banging, or you know what I mean? I'm just a blood from North Dallas, whoop de whoop, whatever, man. I'm a book scholar, Jack. When last time we was up here, I told you I read.
Yeah.
I read vivid. Not only am I read vivid, I'm a scholar of history. You know what I mean? So I go deep into different. I know a lot about a lot of shit that a lot of people don't give a fuck about. That's how I say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. When we was talking before this about Kyrie's situation, man.
Fact.
And so I was saying I don't even really understand exactly what he even did, but put up a link to a documentary where it was about. I think the title was from.
Hebrews to Negroes.
Heroes to Negroes?
From Hebrews to Negroes.
Hebrews to Negroes. And I'm just like, okay, is that something where it was bad, or did you have to watch the documentary to now be mad at Kyrie?
I mean, I don't see it as nothing bad because, the bad part about the movie that I seen was,
so you watched it?
I watched it.
Okay.
About it. You know what I mean? So
okay.
I definitely can speak on it because I watched the movie. You know what I mean? It was a couple of quotes in the movie that from a book that was written by a Jewish author, and I believe the book was the something about the I can't think of the title of the book that he quoted, but the author, he had the author name in there in the book or whatever, and the book was by a Jewish author, and he was saying the six deceptions of Judaism. And then he also made a quote, he posted a quote in the movie right before that from Tom Ford, the creator of the Ford company. He had some things to say about Jewish people, which wasn't too nice neither. But those was all quotes from other people. I didn't see anything that, you know what I mean, that was like, I definitely could see where people could come offended to it. You know what I mean? You quoted somebody who said something negative about Jewish people, which that could be taken as anti-Semitic. But the reason, I don't think the reason that Kyrie got in trouble was because of the anti-Semiticness. I think the reason he got in trouble was from saying that he was considering himself as a Jew.
There are black Jewish people though, right?
I mean, there are black Jewish people. There are people who Jewish people accept as Jewish people, as black Jews, but the truth is, broadly, they don't accept
black Jews.
Black Jews. And then the thing about it, and the ones that they do accept, you got to go into and you got to see how they treat those people. It just came out that they were sterilizing the Ethiopian women that was coming over there, forcing sterilization on these women. So they
won't get pregnant.
If they wouldn't get pregnant, as they let them leave Ethiopia and come into their land, they was forcibly sterilizing these women to keep them from having babies. So I think it's more accepted. I think America don't understand the relationship between blacks and Jew roots. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the black people came on slave trade, in the transatlantic slave trade was Jews. Mm-hmm. These was the reasons that they wouldn't convert to Islam. Now, when you go back into it, if you go, like, as they're starting to realize now, like, if you look it up, you can look up black tribes in Africa that's been practicing Judaism since the expel of the Romans, talking about 1700 AD or 700 AD and different things like that. You know what I mean? So, it's a deep relationship between the blacks here in America, and being in Jewish roots. You know what I mean? Like, so when Kanye said, I can't be anti-Semitic because I am
Kyrie
Semitic.
Or Kanye.
Yeah, okay. He say, I can't be anti-Semitic because I am Semitic. I am a Jew. Those things, like, it go over people's head, but, then when Kyrie comes out and say from Hebrews to Negroes, like, it goes over people's head. They not really, like, the people don't understand what the uproar is. Like, a lot of people would think, we put it out like anti-Semitic. But really, the problem is that not that you're being anti-Semitic. The problem is that if you calling yourself a Jew, then you must be calling somebody else either imposter or a fake Jew or anything like that. That's what the problem is. You know what I mean? The problem isn't that, you know, like even when Kyrie said, I can't be anti myself. You know, when you think about those type of statements, though people don't know the relationship between like the blacks and the tribes that they took us from Africa. But if you go back into old maps of Africa, you will see that these lands were called such and such Jews. The Jews of such and such, the Jews of such and such. Most of these tribes were Jewish
in
tribes.
Africa.
In Africa. And there's a lot of tribes like the Bantu tribe of Africa. There's different ones. I can't think of them all off the top of my head that still practice those Jewish customs today. Not from learning from a Torah or a Bible. Neither. These people are practicing this from their ancestors. This stories that was told to their fathers and different things like that. So there's a deep relationship between blacks and Jews in America. You know what I mean? Definitely.
Yeah, because I had a rabbi on here.
Not saying all blacks in America are Jews, but there is a lot of black people who come from Jewish tribes in Africa.
Yeah. I had a rabbi on here, and he was saying, like, black people and Jewish people have so many similarities in trauma. That's what he was speaking on.
Yeah.
And he was like, so he don't really understand it, but he doesn't like when, or I guess he was taught that, you know, when people start talking about money and start pointing at people who got money, it's always pointed at Jewish people.
Well, when you understand that, I mean, it's like this, like when Dave Chappelle said that, I'm not saying that Jews run Hollywood, but there's a lot of Jews in Hollywood. So understand this, like we're not gonna say that the 60s run Crenshaw and Slauson.
But it's a lot.
But it's a lot of motherfucking 60s on Crenshaw and Slauson. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, me being a blood nigga, that wouldn't probably, you know what I mean? I probably wouldn't have too much say-so over there because, you know, type shit. So, you know, like, you can't get mad at people for stating the obvious. That's just like saying, you know, when we say, and the thing about it is with the Jewish community, which I understand, but it's like, I can't be oversensitive to a certain, that would make me prejudiced. Like, how could I be more sympathetic to Jewish people than I do white people? You know what I mean? Like, I can get on my shit and I can bash the American white man all day. And then with the Jews, you got, excuse me, I ain't said that wrong. Then with the Jewish people, you got to think about this. Why don't y'all take up for the biggest Jew that's ever been on earth?
Talking about Jesus?
Yeah. You can say whatever you want about Jesus Christ on any TV show in the world, and they will not say anything. And the reason is that they don't believe in Jesus, but then at the end of the day, isn't Jesus a Jew? Isn't Jesus a Jew? So if I say something against the entertainment industry, then I'm being anti-Semitic. If I say something that, hey man, what's called CNBC is ran by Jewish people, that's anti-Semitic. You know what I mean? But I'm targeting one person. But if I say something against Christ, then there's no problem. Yeah. So we can go on South Park and tie Christ up to all kinds of shit, beat the shit out of them, this, that. But as soon as I say that the Jews run Hollywood, then that's ridiculous. But so, we can say the white man has the whites run the NFL. 31 out of the 32 owners are white men. That's not, and we wouldn't even get in trouble. But if we say that all six of the companies that run entertainment are ran by Jewish people, then we're in trouble. Like, what the fuck? Like, it don't make no sense.
Yeah.
It don't make no sense. You know what I mean? And I think it's like people just being too sensitive. You know what I mean? But it shows, like, if people are that sensitive, what are you hiding? What are you hiding that you?
I don't think it's nothing that they hiding. I think that's one of the things that is trauma for them, right?
Well,
it's triggering for them.
We are triggered. White men are triggered too. White people are triggered. Gays are triggered. But we make comedy jokes about them all day with no problem. It could be a room full of white folks. A black comedian can stand up there and say some wild shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And be like, look at you white folks. If he stood up there and said that shit and said, "Look at you Jews."
Yeah.
Think about it. It's a double standard. Yeah. So, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this, you know what I mean? I think you trying to prevent people from exposing something when you are that sensitive, you know what I mean, to where I can't even, you know what I mean? I can't even say you running something that you're predominantly in, like, and you hiding something to me. I feel like it's something behind that shit. Like, it's something bigger than the fact that we can sit up in here in America and bash as a country and bash each other as white men, black men, gays, different things like that. We can joke with each other all day, and if somebody we be like, "Hey man, you been too sensitive." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as soon as you say something about some Jews, it's a problem.
So I want to play devil's advocate, right? Because it's one thing to say all Jewish people run the companies, right?
Yeah, not all Jewish people.
No, not all Jewish people, but the majority of the companies is run by Jewish people, right?
Yeah, it's six corporations that run entertainment.
Okay,
and they're all ran by Jewish families.
Okay, and then it's another thing to say that all Jewish people.
Not saying that all the Jewish people run it, but it just so happens that all the CEOs and that run these companies are founded by Jewish people. Not saying that every Jewish person gets a piece of the money,
right? Because
it doesn't. The world doesn't work like that.
yeah. But it's another thing that's saying. It's another thing for people to say that, hey, they control the money, right? I think that's where the trauma for them comes from. From after speaking to the rabbi, the rabbi explained to me that's triggering for them because
that's where they're being too sensitive.
They've been traumatized by that.
That's where they're being too sensitive because what you're doing is you're taking responsibility for a billionaire. Black people don't take
because
just think about this. We don't take full responsibility for the actions of Kanye West.
Right, but the common man is not going to be able to get to the billionaire.
Exactly.
They only going to hear Jewish, and the person next to him who is Jewish, he going to feel like, "Oh, you part of this whole conglomerate, so I'm going to get you."
That's just like saying Kanye said some anti-Semitic things, so every Jewish people now think that all black, like it's almost now you're being overly sensitive. Now you're being
it's not.
See, that's a victim mind state. Because check this out. Why would I care? That's just like saying the black dude who shot those 7 cops downtown Dallas, right? Well, 10 cops killed 10 people, right? That's like saying now I'm scared of white people or police officers to come kill me because of what he did. I can't take responsibility. See, that's they're taking a global
But that's what happens though.
Well,
black people are being victimized by the police because the police have an encounter with majority of black people.
Black people are being victimized by the police because the police have been designed to keep black people under control.
I agree with that.
But
they have interactions.
That's since the constructive police department. Since the police department was constructed, which we know about the. I ain't got to go into the history of the paddy rollers and slave patrols and different things like that. You know what I mean? But though they've been doing that since the conception, so that might not have been a good idea to use as a. So
here's what I would.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But okay, well I'll say this. Okay, let's say. Like I just don't get it. Like white people don't think like that. White men don't think. They're not out here thinking that because somebody caught fucking Howard Stern saying some racist shit that now I'm gonna be attacked because of it. Like they don't think. Bad idea. Howard Stern is a Jew.
No. Perfect example.
Bad example.
Perfect example, right?
Yeah.
Remember after 9/11,
facts,
where all people that was from the Middle East was getting attacked by everybody. They was getting attacked by everybody, even if they even look like.
I'm not gonna say that because I never seen it. I know what the news.
You heard it.
I heard it.
Yeah.
But look though, the news. Listen to me. Black people get killed by police every day. Only time we hear about it is when it's used for a political agenda. So understand this. It's still right now. There's hate crimes being done on every race in America. It's not no race in America right now who's not experiencing hate crimes. From the Asian to the black man to the white man to the Arab man, all of us are experiencing the same thing. We are not unique. You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah.
with that being said, now you have the a certain race of people who saying they feel like they're gonna be attacked. Like, bro, like that's because they're collective thinking. Like, first off, you're not a billionaire, so you shouldn't have any opinion on if I say that the most of the people who run these corporations are Jewish. So what do you mean? What do you want it to be, the facts and not said? Do you want it to be the truth and not talked about?
No, I mean if that's the truth, then you should be able to speak the truth.
Okay, we went down a damn food court and it was full of taco stands and Mexicans was everywhere selling it with the food trucks, and we said, damn, these Mexicans run this goddamn block with these food trucks. You think Mexicans gonna say, man, shit, that's racist? They gonna say, yeah, man, we got this motherfucker sold up.
Mexicans are some of the most protective people.
But they're not gonna say that you're.
You can't say nothing wrong about one Mexican.
But look, though, you're not going. Okay,
they'll join in.
I'm saying though, they have these food trucks. Sometimes you can go down the street and it be full of taco trucks and different Mexicans. And if I say, man, y'all got this motherfucker sold up over here, SA gonna be like, hell yeah, man, we got this shit pumping. They're not gonna say, "Oh, you being anti-Hispanic or you being racist to Hispanics." What would make you say that? You know what I mean? Like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to get Hispanics attacked?
No. Because when you saying that they got it sold up, that's in a positive light. You're saying it as a term of endearment, like y'all got it sold up.
Man, y'all got Hollywood sold the fuck up, man. You hear me? Shout out to Jimmy. That
ain't the context you were saying it in.
No, but look, when I say y'all run Hollywood, meaning y'all run Hollywood. So listen to me. You can take it's all about what you take out of it. Now, if you hear it and you say, yeah, man, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, we running Hollywood, but check out the movies, man. We've been dropping whoop-de-whoop. Or you want to go into a positive aspect of it. Like, people think they run Hollywood and just give them the negatives of it. Like, they also put out good content on history come out of Hollywood. A lot of the perceptions that we got from world history, we get from movies.
Yeah, but here's the thing about Hollywood and entertainment, right? I don't give a damn, because I used to run the little Hollywood streets, right? Mm. They don't give a damn about what color you are, what race you are. They don't give a damn about none of that. And can it make some money?
Exactly, and that's
can it make some money?
And the thing about it is, and that's what I'm trying. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'll be all right.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, when we say that most of the families that run Hollywood are Jewish people, we're not talking about the Jewish people. I understand that most people who become billionaires become capitalists.
Absolutely.
All right, then. So with that being said, capitalists don't have a religion. A capitalist worry about money and profit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The problem is that when people can't understand and unidentify themselves with capitalism, like, you're not a capitalist, you're a Jew, you're a religious man, you know what I mean? If you're Jewish, you're very religious, you know what I mean? You stand up off these principles of the Kabbalah or the Torah. You know what I mean? These are the principles that you stand for. You don't stand for capitalism. And that's where people are getting it mixed up at. Why would you take offense with me going at capitalist or capitalist agenda? They don't care. A Jew in Hollywood, they don't care, because when I say Jews run Hollywood, I also mean that Jews run the porn industry. That they are the biggest porn stars ever in history are Jewish people. Ron Jeremy is a Jewish man.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't
know what I mean?
Ron Jeremy, but he was like in the 90s.
You know Ron Jeremy come from like the 70s,
really?
80s. Yes.
Okay.
Ron Jeremy is from the dinosaur age of porn. You know, these are, and most of the companies that ran all of the companies that started the porn industry, these were Jewish people. Most of the predominantly porn stars of the 70s the stars were Jewish. So that doesn't collide with the Torah or the Babylonian Talmud or none of that. So I know that a Jewish man doesn't stand for that. I know when I see a Jewish man with a hat and different things like that, the average Jewish person does not promote or stand for pornographics, right?
Yeah.
So when I say that most of the people who started the porn industry was Jewish, don't take offense. These people could be Jewish, because they use Jew as a nationality. That's the problem. But when
not a religion.
And not a religion. The problem is, but then they would tell you that there's black Jews. So if there's black Jews, the Jew is not a nationality. Jew is a religion to you. You dig what I'm saying? So, like, it's just weird. Like, so, like, how could you can't take, it's like saying I'm a Christian, right? But, fucking, Epstein, Christian.
Who's Epstein?
Epstein.
Oh, Epstein. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Epstein is Christian. If Epstein decides to fuck little kids, I'm not going to take responsibility for Epstein. You dig what I'm saying? Because Epstein, just because, you know what I mean? Like, you cannot take on everything and everybody, or feel like everything that everybody do even is an offense to you. Like it just don't make any sense to me. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at some of the works of those people who run Hollywood, and you go to Jewish people and ask them, do you agree with this, agree with that, agree with that, agree with this, a lot of times they're going to tell you that they don't. So why would you take accountability for these billionaires? Because they're what, Jewish? But most of them don't even believe none of the stuff that the Jews believe. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for real. A lot of the Jewish religion is a very strict religion. Understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the shit that's going on in Hollywood is not allowed.
Yeah.
So, understand that. So when we say that,
so if you're not practicing Judaism, can you still be Jewish? Because if you're not practicing Christian, like, you can call yourself a Christian, but if you're not following the word of
it just depends on how you as a Jewish person will look at it. I don't understand. That's one part I don't understand, but I do understand that they do call people Gentiles and different things like that when you go away from the customs and things like that. If you go away from Jewish customs, they will consider you a Gentile and push you away. So, you know what I mean? So it's nothing, you know.
So maybe the Gentiles run Hollywood.
Exactly. Let's say that then. Exactly. You know what I mean? But there's man. Maybe people just run, and then everybody, like I say, man, it's a bunch to it. But I just don't like the fact that we can speak against our white brothers and sisters so vulgarly and disrespect them so openly. You know what I'm talking about? And even disrespect ourselves. Not even just white people, even ourselves. Even when I got songs, bro, where I speak, where when I refer to white people, I refer to them as crackers, man. You know what I'm talking about? Bullshit ass crackers trying to take me down. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
And nobody say nothing to you about
nothing. But if I have a song, you finish the sentence. You feel me? So with that being said, I don't get how we could talk about and bash each other so bad, and then the people who's in control of the things that we watch, the things that we consume on a day-to-day basis, we can't even speak against them. We're not even, in that concept, we're not even American. I mean, this is not even America no more. I mean, it makes me think that none of us are in control. It made me think that the white people don't have power and black people don't neither. It made me feel like we all just sitting here and there's something going on behind the scenes.
99% of the people don't have control. 1%.
Exactly. 1%. Now, if we look at that 1%, okay, when we go into the Rothschilds and the Bilderbergs, these are Jewish families. All right, then. All right, that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it alone right there. That's it. You get it.
Yeah.
God damn it. You know, I'm just saying, brother, you got to think about these things.
Yeah.
And they run, the 1% run what? Europe and America and, you know what I mean, Australia and everything that's basically been manifest destiny. They rule all of this. Even most parts of Africa. Africa has been split up in the spoils between Germans, British, America, Portugal, different things like that. You dig what I'm saying? So it make you wonder, right? If the 1% run the world, then who are the 1%? Look into it.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to look into it. Yeah, I agree with you.
Definitely things that make you say, What
okay.
the fuck?
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, you know, shout out to everybody, man. I love everybody. I love my Jewish brothers and sisters. I love my Islamic brothers and sisters. I love all of us, man. You know what I mean? I love everybody, man. We all children. You know what I mean? Children's of the Father. You feel what I'm saying? I don't care how you look at it or how people look at it, man. In no form or fashion am I racist or am I against Jewish people or am I against white people. I stand with all people. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like God put me on earth and brothers like me on earth to be a light to everybody, not just myself or my community. I love all y'all, white folks.
Here's what I want to ask you,
everybody,
because I know you have a perspective that maybe I'll take on, right? I think black people have entrepreneurial spirit, right?
Right.
My question is, if black people have that spirit, why more black people aren't Republicans?
I mean, you know, well, it's like this, you know what I mean? I don't believe in a political party being a route to salvation or prosperity for our people. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean, the best thing for us as a group is to really just think individual, like think as an individual. You know what I mean? Like make your decisions off of your heart and what God pushes you to do. Do not, you know, collective thinking is also, unity is always good. Like there's nothing wrong with unity. Unity is a beautiful thing, but collective identity is a problem. You know what I mean? When we start, you know, that's when we start making names for people who don't agree with us, like coons and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't agree. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I'm just me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm a child of God. So with that being said, I'm gonna go off whatever moves my spirit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so I don't agree. Like, just be like if I think the question was if black people are more entrepreneurs. Why aren't we more Republican? Shit. Why aren't we making more businesses? If we are most, you know what I mean? That's more the question is why aren't we doing things to strive bigger and better and attack that entrepreneurial spirit? Why aren't we getting the resources that we need to make these things happen? You know what I mean? And I don't think that being a Republican is gonna get us them resources, or being a Democrat.
So, and here. And I know it was a statistic that I read that said more black businesses was open during the pandemic, right? Mm-hmm. And it was mostly majority of black women opening up businesses, right? My thing is and I think because of the PPP loan, right? Mm-hmm. More people was trying to open businesses, right, just to get some of that money.
Facts.
But I also think that I feel like black people really want to work for themselves.
Facts.
But I don't think we maybe not go about it the right way. But I think more black people should be entrepreneurs.
Facts. I feel you. I've been on this entrepreneurial tip for a long time, and I think that more black people should be entrepreneurs. I think we definitely should stop not only being entrepreneurs, but we got to get out of the capitalist mind state. You know what I mean?
I think we should embrace the capitalist mind state.
Well, we already have.
In what aspect?
This is why we where we at now. You
know, yeah, but I'm gonna give you
legal. Yeah. I mean, a capitalist mind state is a capitalist mind state, right? It's legal. I mean, all of it was legal. I mean, even our illegal capitalist mind state, even our legal capitalist mind state, it's kind of like bad for business. we kind of got to get away from that, man. Like the reason that black families was destroyed because of capitalist mind states of black women deciding that, hey, I'm gonna substitute my husband for a check, a welfare, different things like that. Why? Because I watched a documentary where a black woman from the 70s said that she'd rather be secured for 30 days than be secured for a week, meaning that most black men, they were working, but during the summers when like the construction jobs and different things like that was shut down, they didn't have a job. Yeah. So a lot of black women, because of capitalist mind state, decided to substitute their black men for a check. And even when we deal with, once they substituted them for a check, then they left them out in the streets, which they can't come home because of Section 8. That's the check.
Yeah.
So now you out in the streets. Now what happens? We push dope on you.
So, but that's why I feel like more black women are Democrats, because they know they get that government assistance.
Exactly.
Versus,
most black women are Democrats. Shit, just because of shit, it's just how it plays, brother. You gotta think about it. Everybody's a capitalist. Most black women, like I just said in the earlier of this interview, the black woman is the most, black people are the most acceptance of everything that happens in America. We don't have a problem digesting anything. You want to pass gay rights, we'll swallow it. We won't go protest and stand out here with Europeans or whoever you want to call it and protest. Some of us might. You might have a token few, 5, 6, 7 out of 1,000 come out there and they protest because, but the majority of black people are going to swallow whatever decisions America makes. We're not gonna, unless they say something like, man, mostly anything. They don't give a damn.
Yeah,
Black people don't give a fuck until you kill one of them. You smoke a nigga, then we tripping, you know what I mean? But as far as everything else, like, we just, like, the capitalist mind state kind of hurt us, bro. Like, now we out in the streets. Even myself, I have to battle myself, man. I pray on this type of shit. Like, one of my biggest problems is my capitalist mind state. Like, you know what I mean? And those are the things that I have to beat off of myself from growing up how I grew up. You feel what I'm saying? Understanding that, say, man, don't go kill that nigga over that. Or don't go take that nigga shit. Or don't go do this to that nigga. Or don't go, hey, man, I don't think you should be out here pushing no heroin. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Look how these people look. Then you got a mind state inside of you say, who gives a fuck? I got to get mine. That's capitalist.
It is, but I think
even the fact that I'm thinking about killing another black man for his chain is capitalist thinking. All of this, the way that we think,
that's not capitalist thinking.
Yes, it is, because
that's greed.
No, that's capitalist.
That's greed.
Brother, think about it. I'm not caring about this man's life. All I'm caring about is the gains of this chain.
Greed.
Shit.
Greed.
Greed to go hand in hand with capitalism.
I don't know.
How can you have capitalism without greed?
I mean, because there's a legal way to make money without hurting somebody.
But you can legally be greedy. You can legally
be greedy.
Think about this.
You can legally be greedy.
These people in Wall Street, they wipe out thousands of families. They steal millions of dollars. That's greed. Despite that they haven't shot anybody and killed somebody, they have hurt someone. They just took this man's property, his livelihood, the only thing that he used to feed his family. This is where his kids go to sleep at night. You just took this nigga house, his cars. He is in a position where he's about to do something crazy and go hurt somebody else just to survive. So just because you didn't physically hurt him, you might have got somebody else physically hurt. Or you might have physically hurt his daughter. She might have sickness. He can't pay for her disease. These things, bro. So just because it's a corporate is just as brutal as the streets. It does not. Just because they're not physically damaging somebody for it, you are in fault. Just because I would decide to rob you and take your chain off your neck and then go sell it for $20,000, $10,000, that makes no difference between a nigga who just took all your money another way.
See, I think there's a difference.
me and you. Not make a difference between a nigga who took you off your neck another way. It's no difference between me and the person at Wall Street who just robbed you for $20,000 the other way. You feel what I'm saying? So if I take the deed to your house, or me taking your chain, it's all the same. The reaction that you're gonna give to the situation, there's no difference between your reaction of being robbed for your chain and being white collar robbed by penny stocks. You know what I mean? Or we get you to invest in these stocks that we know is finna crash. I get you to invest your life savings, 100 into these stocks that I know is gonna crash. Matter of fact, I'm gonna help crash them.
So I can take your money.
If I can take your money. Like you're still broke. Like if I come and rob you for $100,000 or they take your $100,000 that way, your reaction to being broke is not gonna change. At the end tomorrow, you're gonna be broke. It's not gonna just because I robbed you with a pistol, tomorrow is not gonna be no different. You're still gonna be broke. You might be a little bit more sad about it, but guess what? The way that you get up and handle being broke is gonna be the same as if I penny stocked robbed you for $100,000. It's the same.
I think it's a difference. It's a slight difference.
Are we not both capitalists?
Yeah, we are, but it's a slight difference, right? Because if I come on with and I got a strap and I come and rob you, right?
Right.
You have no say so in what happens, right? Because either you're gonna die or you just gonna give me your chain and walk away, right? When it stocks, I have to convince you to move your money over here. I have to take advantage of you not knowing what's going on, right? And so it's manipulation where you have a say so when you just like, nah, I don't want to do it. I don't know enough about it, so I'm not gonna do it. So it's a slight difference when it comes to me robbing you like this and then me coming to you and trying to convince you and trying to take advantage of you to put your money into these stocks that I'm gonna help crash.
I mean, it's all. I mean, I understand the difference between strong arm robbery and robbery. Mm-hmm. You dig what I'm saying? Now,
I get what you're saying.
I robbed you. I didn't strong arm rob you.
I get what you're saying. The output is gonna still be the same. You're still gonna be left with the same amount.
You got robbery. You got strong arm robbery. I can rob you by slipping your wallet out your back pocket.
Yeah.
Or I can rob you by pulling a gun on you. What am I?
You're still a robber.
All right, then.
No, I get what you're saying. The outcome is the same.
No. The fact what I am is the same. I'm still a capitalist. That's what I'm basically saying. We're capitalists. We're both capitalists. Like, so if I slip your wallet out your pocket or if I pull a gun out on you, if the police catch me, I'm a robber. That's like if I burglarize your house while you're in there, or if I burglarize your house while you're not there, you know what I mean? I'm still a burglar. Mm-hmm. Though you being in the house might get me a home invasion charge.
So let me ask you.
You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this then, because I just opened up an Amazon store, right?
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that I'm putting on there costs way more than what I'm buying it for, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's my capitalist mindset.
I mean,
right?
Yeah. That's like that's. I mean, you can say it's kind of.
I'm taking advantage of people who just buying bullshit.
Not really. What you're doing is you compensating yourself for the work that you're doing because it takes money to set up a website to put those things on.
No, I don't set no website.
How you selling it?
On Amazon.
On Amazon, okay.
Yeah, Amazon got the site already. They already got the customers. All I'm doing is just
putting it up there.
Putting it up there.
Well, you're getting paid for putting it up there. Those couple dollars that you're charging those people, they're paying you for your time and you to take the time out of your day to set up that. Because if you wouldn't have did it, it wouldn't have been there. So it's capitalist. It's a capitalist mind state as far as business go. But when we talk about, like, when I say black people have a capitalist mind state as a fucking culture, man, this shit is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, square business is ridiculous, bro. Like, people will do you the worst for money.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's not, like, for real, most of the worst things that happen to us is because of money. And then it's also, you know what I mean, like, even with our women, you know what I mean? Even the black household, it got a lot to do. Everything boils down to finances.
Mm-hmm.
And when you deal with finances, you're dealing with a capitalist mindset. So understand this, if your woman, you know what I mean, is bitches who leave, or women who leaving niggas because they don't have enough. It's niggas who leaving women because they feel like they can find somebody who has more or looks better and in a better fucking standard of life. You know what I mean? This is capitalism. The whole fact that people feel down when they go on Instagram when they see other people being successful is a result of a capitalist mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree somewhat.
I mean, yeah, have you ever I say people be okay, well, I'm gonna say use a factual. Black men have the highest suicide rate today. Square business. We are on the highest for mental health issues, and we have the highest suicide rate right now amongst Americans.
Wow.
That boils down to capitalism. That boils down to people feeling less than or feeling like they're not achieving what they need to be achieving, or people are doing way better than them. Because why else would you be beating yourself down? What else does a man live for but to be successful and to gain money? You feel what I'm saying? You have women leaving niggas because of that type. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not gonna say capitalism in itself is bad, because we gonna need capitalism to achieve the goals that we want to achieve as far as like independence and different things like that. But understanding that a capitalist way of thinking is not always the best way to go about things. A lot of the situations that we are in today and the reason why we kill each other like we do today is because of capitalism. A lot of the reasons that the families are lacking black fathers and different things like that came from capitalism, came from the fact of black women deciding that I'm going to take this check over this, black men going out into the street, being stuck out in the street, drugs being pushed on them, then they make a capitalist thought to, hey man, everybody, heroin is ruining the community, but I got to get mine. Selling crack to the kids, who the hell cares? One less hungry mouth on the welfare. A capitalist thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? People don't, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
That was a whole capitalist bar. The whole bar was about capitalism.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, you are fucking like amazing to me, man. You are, because on one hand you a straight street dude, you know what I'm saying, and then on the other hand you come with these deep intellectual thoughts that I appreciate. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So
it just showed that, you know what I mean, we can't put everybody in the box. You know what I'm talking about? All us are, you know what I mean, we are individuals. Like I said, at the end of the day, you know what I mean. You know, striving, bro. We just striving, bro. I'm no different than I don't care because I'm from here and I bang this nigga. I ain't no different than you, nigga. I'm trying to succeed like you. Yeah. I'm trying to father my mind like a you. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not here just because I'm from this area and I bang this and I'm a blood. Like I tell my blood partners, you know what I'm talking about? It's time for bloods to elevate. You feel what I'm saying? It's time for black people to elevate. But I'm talking to my people. I'm telling them, say, it's time for bloods to elevate, bro. It's time to think deeper. It's time to start opening up these books. Just because we bloods don't mean we stupid. That's what Nips was trying to tell niggas. Like, just because I'm a Crip don't mean I'm a dumbass, blood. Like what the fuck? Like, I have to be stupid. Do I have to be this way because I'm this way? No, I don't. You know what I mean? I can be better. I can be bigger. You know what I mean? I can motivate. Or, you know what I mean, like just the way as I can destroy my people, I can also uplift my people. I don't have to be the you know what I mean? Yeah. The tool to be used to badge folks or to be the stereotypical gangbanger. I don't have to, like, no, who told niggas that gangbangers just want to kill each other or whoop-de-whoop, like, you know what I mean? It's like weird, bro, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then a lot of shit that we do, like they say with Jerry Jones, how could you blame me for some shit that I chose at 13, 14? You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? But then you know what I mean? Like I say, man, they'll bash you. They'll put you in a box. They'll try to put you in a box and make your mind state a certain way. You know what I mean? And a lot of black people, we got to get out of that. You know what I mean? Crip, blood, a war against each other mentality. Democrat, Republican, war against each other mentality. It's time for us to be individuals. You feel me? That's why I tell niggas I love everybody, nigga. I'm gonna keep preaching that, man. I love everybody, even my enemies. I don't give a fuck. I love you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Square business right now, nigga, wholeheartedly. Even if I have to kill you, I will feel horrible. You feel me? Like I'm gonna do what I gotta do, But I'm also gonna think about that later. Like, damn, blood made me kill him.
Yeah.
Like, damn, blood made me smoke him. Like, playing with me like that. Like, why would? Like, damn, my nigga. It's not like, you know what I mean. Score business. So you gotta, you know, we just gotta learn to accept people, man, and keep your mind broad, bro. Keep your mind broad. Don't let people put you in a box, man. We all powerful as individuals, not as a collective group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could say something. You got a podcast, man. What Kanye say? One man can change the world, bro. Believe it. Believe that. If I can't tell black kids nothing else, man, I'm gonna tell them that. Kanye said it. One man can change the world, Jack. All you have to do is say it and do it and believe it. It can happen. You can say one thing and the whole world could change tomorrow. Square business. They don't want us to believe that, but that's the truth. You feel what I'm saying? Like Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? One thing you can stand up for the right thing, man. Muhammad Ali changed the whole way the world was moving on draft. They was drafting niggas in the army. Niggas ain't have no choice but to go risk their life. One man. You know how many lives Muhammad Ali saved?
Yeah, a bunch.
You know how many niggas was walking around scared, didn't even want to go? Knew damn well they ain't got no. He just said what we all thought, man. Black men ain't got no fucking business being in this fucking army. We on the bus with the black man. We ain't got no business being over here. Then here come Ali. I ain't got no business being over there. I ain't going over there. Fuck that shit. Think about how many black kids and different people that he saved, bro. Not only black kids, white kids. How many white people thought that? This ain't got shit to do with me. I'm over here in Vietnam, you remember the 60s and then the peace rallies and the hippies? They were thinking the same shit. This ain't got shit to do with me or me fucking being an artist or me fucking being a singer. Why the fuck am I here? But guess what? They were proud of Ali too. They needed Ali like we needed Ali. One man can change the world, man. Stand up for something, man. Speak your opinion. Don't be in the box. Don't be scared to tell people that you smart or show people you intelligent. You know what I'm talking about? The whole ideology of this fucking entertainment is to show people how much of a nigga we can be. You know what I'm saying? Don't fucking trample on the opportunity to show people your education or that you have knowledge or that you are bright, that you are smart, that you are not the same as somebody else, bro. Take every advantage of every opportunity. Do not let these people put you in a box, man. You know what I mean? One man can change the world. Every one of us is powerful.
Yes, sir.
There's no useless person on this earth. You know what I mean?
That's how we gonna end it, man.
Facts.
100. Yo, man, thank y'all for tapping in. This has been the Tap In Podcast.
Yeah.
Holla.